Hello students, I am Dr. Ashalata Shankar Tedar from JSS Arts, Science and Commerce College, Gokak. I am head of the English department. Today we will be just moving to our topic addressed as Elizabethan era. Here we will be discussing the features of Elizabethan literature. We have already discussed the Renaissance. So now we will be moving to the next topic. This is specially for BA1 optional English students. So the Elizabethan period in the history of English literature is also known as the age of Shakespeare, the greatest dramatist. This span of time is the golden age of literature. It extends from the accession of Elizabeth in 1558 to the death of James I in 1625. It was an era of peace, of economic prosperity, of stability, liberty, and of great exploration. It has been an age of both contemplation and action. It was an era which was illustrious for the unprecedented development of art, literature and drama. Milton just said during this age, as a noble, patient nation, rousing herself like a strong man after sleep and shaking her invincible locks. So, we have seen about the Queen Elizabeth, Elizabethan literature, body of works written during the reign of Elizabeth of England, probably the most splendid age in the history of the English literature, during which such writers as Sir Philip Sidney, Edmund Spenser, Rosa Ashton, Richard Hooker, Christopher Marlowe and William Shakespeare flourished. The Elizabethan age saw the flowering of the poetry, the sonnet, the Spenserian stanza, dramatic blank verse, was a golden age of drama, especially for the plays of Shakespeare. And you know, Shakespeare has written many plays and he just rules in the period of Elizabeth because she just gave and encouraged him a lot. So Elizabethan reign saw playwrights like Christopher Marlowe, poets like Edmund Spenser, and men of science and letters like Francis Bacon. The era also saw the beginning of William Shakespeare's work. Many of the writers, thinkers, and the artists of the day enjoyed the patronage of members of Elizabethan court, and their works often involved or referred to the great queen. So the Elizabethan age generally considered as one of the golden age in the English literature. Just we'll have a look towards the characteristics of the Elizabethan period. So revival of interest in the Greek literature. They had a great interest in the Greek literature. The ardent revival in the study of the Greek literature brought a dazzling light into the many dark places of interest. The new classical influence were great benefit. They championed and polished the earlier rudeness of English literature. Then there was abundance of output. It was an age rich in literary production of all kinds. In Elizabethan age, treatises, pamphlets, essays, prose romances, sonnets, both Petrarchan and Shakespearean lyrical plays, etc. were abundantly written. The output of literary production was very wide. Several important foreign books were translated into English. By the end of Elizabethan's reign, Many of the great books of modern times have been translated into English. Many translators were as popular as the original works. So, we have peace and stability. So, Queen Elizabeth brilliantly framed and followed the policy of balance and moderation both inside and outside the country. The rebellious northern barons were kept in check. So Elizabeth brilliantly framed and followed the policy of balance and the moderation both inside and outside the country. The rebellious northern barons were kept in check as we discussed. She could successfully establish peace in traditionally disturbed border areas. Under her able administration, the English national life rapidly and steadily progressed. So the next, social contentment. It was an age of great social contentment. The rapid rise of industrial towns gave employment to thousands. And increasing trade and commerce enriched England. The wealthy were taxed to support the poor. The next characteristics that we are noticing here is the religious tolerance. The nation can progress only if there is religious tolerance, peace and stability, and it was Elizabeth who maintained this. It was an era of religious tolerance, of peace. When Queen Elizabeth accessed the throne, she found the whole nation divided against itself. So, she tried to maintain the balance. Both the Protestants and the Catholics accepted the church, and all Englishmen were influenced by Queen's policy of religious tolerance and were united in a magnificent national enthusiasm. The mind of man, now free from religious fears of persecutions, turned with a great creative impulse to the other forms of the activity. So when there has been tolerance, the literature is going to perish, because they are not to worry about any other matter. Henry desperately wanted a male heir, but had only one daughter, Mary, with his wife, Catherine of Aragon, and he decided to branch off from the Roman Catholic Church in order to divorce Catherine, and in 1533 marry Anne Boleyn. This spawned the birth of the establishment of the Church of England, of which the king was head, and created tension between the Roman Catholic Church and England. You can see it was all the effort of Elizabeth to maintain religious tolerance, and as in the northern part of England was largely Catholic, southern England was Protestant, Scotland followed Reformation. But you could see Elizabeth maintained this religious tolerance among the people. So the next characteristic is sense of patriotism. Everyone knows that the Elizabethan drama before the time of the Elizabethan patriotism. Most people believe that drama profited by the impression. They regard the Elizabethan age as analogous to the Periclean age of Greece. So it has been an age of patriotism. Elizabeth loved England passionately, and she made her court one of the most brilliant courts in Europe. The splendor of her court dazzled the eyes of the people. Her moderate policy did much to increase her popularity. And Elizabeth inspired all her people with unbounded patriotism, which resulted in Shakespeare, and with a personal devotion which finds a wise and fairy queen. Under her administration, the English national life progressed faster, not by slow historical and evolutionary process. So, the literature progressed, and the people started having the sense of patriotism. So, they regard Elizabethan age as analogous of the Periclean age of Greece, the Augustan age of Rome, the time of the Mediclus in Florence and the time of Louis XIV in France, and all periods of heightened national consciousness, all periods of high achievement in art, and they conclude that upon art patriotism must be fortunate influence. So you are seeing the spirit of adventure and expansion. This is the most remarkable epoch for expansion of both mental and geographical horizons. And you can see it is an age which appeals to the eye, the imagination and the intellect. New knowledge was pouring in from all directions. The spirit of adventure and exploration fired the imagination of the writers. Then, the influence of foreign fashions. Italy, as we know, has been always the home of Renaissance, fascinated the Elizabethans, and also like to visit Italy and stay there for some time. People were not only fond of Italian books and literature, but also the Italian manners and morals. So, the literature of England was immensely enriched by imitating, they started imitating these Italian fashions. Next, diversity and contradictions. It has been in diversity, it has been an age of diversity and contradiction. Then the barbarity and the backwardness, the ignorance and the superstition of the Middle Age all persisted. There was disorder, violence, bloodshed and turmoil still prevailed. The barbarity of the age is seen in such brutal sports as bear baiting, cock and bullfighting, to which numerous references are found in plays of Shakespeare. And see, you can see it has been an age of light and darkness, of reason and unreason, wisdom and foolishness, hope and despair, the barbarity and backwardness. The ignorance and the superstition of the Middle Age still persisted. So the next characteristic is the influence of Reformation. Both the Renaissance and the Reformation greatly influenced the literature of the age. With the Renaissance arose the intellect and aesthetic facilities. The Reformation awakened the spiritual nature. You can see, Hudson says, while the Renaissance arose the intellect and the aesthetic faculties, the Reformation awakened the spiritual nature. The same printing press which diffused the knowledge of classics put the English Bible into the hands of the people and spread in the interest of the religion was accompanied by deepening and moral earnestness. So you can see all the great writers and the dramatists of the Elizabethan were influenced by both the Renaissance and the Reformation. There has been discovery and exploration in this particular age. This is the most remarkable epoch for the expansion of the both mental and the geographical horizons. It has been an age of great thought and great action. It's an age which appeals to the eye, the imagination and the intellect. New knowledge was pouring from all directions. The entire literature of this period, especially the plays of the university wits and Shakespeare, are imbued with a spirit of adventure and imagination. When you just observe these plays of Shakespeare, you see there has been the enlightenment, there has been exploration, there has been discovery and the... Okay, thank you.